There he is. What's up, James?
Hey,
How we doing?
all right, you got me?
I do.
All right.
Well, you're tuning in today with Sessions with Sarge, and today we are joined by Southern Californian representative to the fullest, James. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How you doing, Patrick?
Not too bad. How are you? How's it been quarantining in beautiful Santa Barbara? Has it been challenging, or is it something that, is it pretty much normal for you, or what are some of the major things that you've been faced with?
Well, there's no normal, that's for sure. The major challenges is I have a 3.5-year-old boy who is wild and crazy and not obviously going to school or daycare. And my wife is working full time from home. So where I'm at, up in my little music studio above the garage, we've made a makeshift little office for her up here. So she's working up here, trying to keep out of sight, out of mind from him, or else he will just attack. Get me up to mama. So I'm, right now it's a lot of Mr. Mom, which is fun, and we do a lot of activities just to try to tire out the little bugger. But yeah, and then she gives me breaks so that I can hop on the horn and the computer and keep up to date with people. And that's the biggest challenge, is just trying to find time while watching him and being a good dad, I guess.
Have you found any time for your ocean fishing missions? Or
No,
those kind of on hold right now?
Yeah, everything's on hold. The golf course is opened up here, so that's like the only thing that I've been getting out doing, is doing a little golf. And
that's nice.
The hiking here is insane. So it's been raining, and I just go on hikes with him, and he's super into the outdoors. So we try to get out as much as possible. We're at the beach almost every day.
Oh, nice. Is it
building
close?
sandcastles.
Is it pretty close?
Oh yeah, we're 5 minutes from the beach.
Oh, nice.
With Santa Barbara, it's 5 minutes from the beach, and then the mountains are right to the back of you. So it's kind of really nice how it's set up.
Nice. So what kind of got you into snowboarding, and what was the catalyst there? Were you always into snowboarding before, or?
Yeah, when I was about 13, so in about 1990, I got really into snowboarding. I lived about an hour and a half from Big Bear, so it was pretty easy to shoot up to Big Bear for me. And I was always into skateboarding. I had 2 launch ramps, quarter pipe, half pipe in my yard from when I was 10 years old on.
So cool.
So snowboarding was a really easy transition for me to go from skateboarding to that. And just back then, that's what, every young boy was pretty much into action sports.
Yeah.
So I snowboarded a lot, hurt myself a lot, and realized that I was not going pro. I was just going to maul myself. So
you were going broke.
I was going broke. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going broke off. So I kind of took a different tact. I met some people. It's pretty interesting. I actually was the youngest licensed real estate agent in California. And
no way.
The third house I sold, he was a sales rep for 686 in Northern California.
Crazy.
And he's like, why are you driving a 1971 Volkswagen Squareback and selling houses? You look like you're 14 years old. And I was 18, and he's like, come to work for me. I work, for these, back then it was Astrodeck Bakota, limited snowboards, and 686. So that's really when I met the 686 crew, and kind of weaseled my way, them giving me a small little chunk of territory, and I went out and just tried to get busy and hustle. And I hustled and hustled, and then I became the sales rep back 1997, 96, 97.
No way.
Probably 97, yeah. So
how many other brands? Have you always only worked with 686, or do you have more brands in your under your umbrella?
Always been 686 has always been my family and my strong, my tie. They're my anchor, but I've had so many different brands throughout the years, whether it's Maddox clothing or Free Waters footwear. There's so many different ones. Right now I call the Mervin brands also. So
Yeah.
Tech, Gadu, Bent Metal, Roxy, snowbirds. So I have them and 686, and so it's mostly winter, and then I do the LibTech surf line too. So that
Really
that keeps
cool.
me busy during winter, that's for sure. And summers are a little lighter for me with just the surf stuff, but I also own a branding company that does merch for wineries, breweries, resorts. We do Bear Mountain Snow Summit merch, that kind of stuff. So that's a year-round business called Indigo Bay.
Really cool. Awesome diversification there.
Yeah, it's fun, But being on design teams and stuff.
Have you been noticing it starting to change in Santa Barbara as far as we're starting to open more things up and some new options of things to go do, and I know even out on the coast, where Mervin is located, sounds like people are going to be able to start getting back to work out there and stuff like that. Is that the similar thing in Santa Barbara, or are they encouraging people to stay put?
Yeah, no, Santa Barbara was put back to essential businesses, manufacturing about 2 or 3 Fridays ago.
Okay.
So my wife's business is a music guitar pickup and pedal company, and they're the largest manufacturer of. They were actually able to get about 30% of their factory workers to get back in, start making stuff again. So people are going back to work in that capacity with regulations set up and all that good stuff. And then they opened up restaurants this last, it's been to-go food this whole time, but now they're actually setting up restaurants. And there's a street called State Street in Santa Barbara that's this long, straight path to the beach. And it's just hundreds of shops and restaurants, and you can drive down usually. So what they did is they blocked off the whole street now as of last week and made it more like a promenade. So all the tables for the restaurants are in the streets to make it where everyone can be spaced out.
Cool.
So they really unique little deal to help local businesses kind of get that pep back in their step, so to say.
Nice.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
So one of our viewers there asked, he wants to know about the dual threat line showing / meal prep cooking that you throw down. Is that one of your programs that you'll surprise when you're doing your line showings? You throw down a meal as well, or have you done that?
Yeah, usually because of me being
That's
local
so
rep
cool.
for 6 and them having the nice kitchen there to in, and when I use the showroom, my family and customer come in, and I'll show them line, cook them up some nice bread, because we are the bread and butter brand for most of our customers. That's what I always say.
Yep.
And I just enjoy it. All the people I've been working with for the last 20 years, we're all friends, work together now, and it's really cool. So I'd rather hang out and enjoy, kind of like a family meal than go out to some restaurant.
For sure. It gives, that's the key, dude. And then you can wow them a little bit with your cooking skills, and then just bust the line out. That's huge.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. And now, because I've been doing it a while, they actually don't even, they say, okay, when are we seeing the line, and what are you cooking? They don't ask how does the line look? What am I expecting? They just want to know what I'm cooking.
They want to know what's on the menu. I know this is a good question that just kind of came to me that I want to ask you right now, and that's just is there anything that you miss about being on the road? I know reps a lot of the times are road warriors, and you guys stack a lot of miles and cruising around. Is that something that you miss, or is it something this time of year might even traditionally be a little bit less travel, but is it something that you miss being on the road, checking in on accounts and stuff?
Yeah, I love being on the road. You know, it's one of those things when you've been on the road for a long time, you just want to get home and relax. But I do like being on the road. I get into a lot of podcasts and audiobooks, and you know, I get to catch up with people on the phone, and the road is my office, you know, so I'm used
Yeah.
to saying, okay, I need to get, you know, this itinerary done while I'm driving, you know, the 2 hours into LA and seeing these guys. So there's always an objective when I'm on the road. So and talking to them. Um, but yeah, I miss them. I miss going in and giving high fives and hugs and seeing what's going on with all the shops.
Perfect, man. Well, I really appreciate you joining the show today, and it's nice to get a little insight from you. And how many years have you been with 686? This is your
23rd year
23rd.
with
That's
6.
insane.
So I hear Mike at 25 is buying me a Tesla, you know. So, you know, that's just what I hear. We'll see.
That's what's coming down the
But
pipeline. So that's huge, man. That's epic. Well, I can't say thank you enough for carving out some time and for sharing your story, a little bit of your story with the viewers. And sounds like you're surviving through these times. And like, you know, we'll be back in the mountains together soon enough, my man.
yeah, that is a place that I'm very optimistic because, you know, when this thing keeps going, people are going to be needing to cover up. And the mountains, we wear face masks, goggles, and gloves. So that place is just made for this virus.
Exactly.
So,
I thought that
yeah.
same thing. Like you go riding, you're just going to be, you know, a couple high fives, but you got gloves on, you got face masks. No one ever knows who you are. It's easy.
That'd be awesome.
Epic. Well, thank
Can't
you.
wait.
Thanks again, James.
Yep. Thank you for everything you do, Pat. Love you, buddy.
Yeah, brother.
All right. See ya.